right, man. I got a chance to watch Pop the Balloon, the new version of it on Netflix. All right, so we watched it this weekend, and they gentrified it. I mean, really, how I want to do this video, I'm gonna kind of go way back with it. But you know, I watched the Wu-Tang TV show on Hulu, which is really good. It got nominated for an Emmy and all that stuff, right? It ran for 3 seasons, and it showed like when RZA, you know, first got on with Radio Raheem, well, Prince Raheem, and his brother got on as the Genius, or his cousin got on as the Genius, the GZA, how the record labels tried to tell them what was real hip-hop. You got to understand, that's when hip-hop just became mainstream. And they did that with Pop the Balloon. Now, she still, you know, do the YouTube version of it, so they gentrified it, right? They tried to give it a different background, you know. They try to put like different twists on there. Kind of remind you like maybe like a Change of Heart type of scenery or whatever, for those who remember that, Change of Heart. But check out the entertainment playlist too. Thumbs up the video, share the video, almost to a stack. So help us get to 1,000. My personal opinion on it was corny. The women were beautiful. There was some diversity up there. I think it was like a couple white women, some black women up there. You know, and the first guy came out. He said some borderline racist shit. He came out poking behind a tree and just doing corny shit. You know, quirky, corny shit. And most of the women popped. But even though he did all that corny stuff to begin with, right? You know who the women who kept their balloons? It was the black women. The black women still kept their balloons until the end. I think he said something. You know, he came out corny. He came out with like a Hawaiian shirt on or whatever, and you know, and I was just like peeping. And the last 2 women that kept their balloon was 2 black women. And I say this all the time, right? And I just did a video, which I didn't mean to upload on Sunday. I was supposed to upload it tonight after y'all seen the original video where I did the reaction to the Jay Stovall's page, Christian single marriage for Christian single, or Christian single marriage, where he talked about how Christian women they want reform Pookies and Ray Rays, right? And and they want the reform version of them. And I got another video coming Monday morning, which was supposed to come before, and then that video was supposed to come after the reaction video, but it was a good video in my opinion. So I just found the channel, I covered it. And I said in the video, and I said all the time on the Patreon, join the Patreon, and links in the description, free for 7 days. I said all the time, okay? These women, black women, they don't have a problem dating what they quote unquote call the corny version of black men. They don't have a problem with a white guy being that same version or worse. So a lot of our women fetishize us being thugs and YNs. And like I said, the new definition amongst these new women is that if you're not a YN, you're corny. Men, if you're not a scammer, you're corny. And that's cool. I don't have an issue with that, right? And that's just what it is. But they really, really want a mixed baby. And I wasn't going to do this. The reaction video to O'Shea Duke Jackson, he had that Ghanaian woman on there from Ghana, however you say it, and they was talking about, you know, she was talking about why she would rather date the colonizer, right, the white man. And at the end, she said that, it didn't show it in the clips, she said, 'cause I listened to the whole thing, she wanted a mixed baby. So that's really what it is. A lot of women are colorists, right? So this dude was a dorky, nerdy type of dude, quirky, I don't say nerdy, quirky kind of dude. And I think he said something at the end that made them pop their balloon, but they really wanted them. Then they had another brother come out. I didn't really feel his shirt. Like, he came out with a golden shirt on. Like, you know, this is me personally. I was like, shirt trash. But he seemed cool. And the white girl kind of kept her balloon, and it seemed like they was about to make a connection. And she had been flown out, and he popped the balloon. So Red Pill is really like putting people on. Like, I was talking to this chick, and she was a nice looking chick like a while ago, you know, and she was like, yeah, I went to Dubai, and I was like, I'm good. like in my head, I'm like, I'm good. Like, real talk, I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I was like, I'm good, bro. Like when you start hearing this, I've been to Dubai and I did, I'm good. That's just my mindset on it. I'm like, I'm good, bro. Like, so yeah, he popped in, and a couple girls was from Detroit or from one was from Michigan. I think one was from Detroit. I think 2 white girls was from around the way, and I'm just looking at her and I'm like, okay, I'm like, and she wasn't a bad looking white woman, and he was just like, no, you have been flown out. I'm good. So, and they kind of interviewed them in the back, and the guy sitting in the back, and it just like they just seemed like they rushed it, and they didn't really enhance the show. My point of this being is this, right? The point being is this. Hollywood feel like they know what's best to enhance something. Either they're trying to destroy it on purpose, or they just think this was what people want. And it's not. And the host wasn't bad. I know Ryan was telling me she was a tether and she said some things about black men. I ain't gonna lie. I like her outfit. She's a very beautiful young lady. I'm not mad. I feel like she did a good job. But it just seemed like for Netflix to pick it up, it didn't have a proper structure. It didn't have a proper production. The production could have been better. And it seemed like if they was going to add something, they could have added something a little bit better. Now, they had the little the walkout was a little bit different. Like, they really should have thought this through, but I just thought I thought the ladies was nice looking. You had tall ladies, short ladies, white ladies, black lady. You had an Asian woman. When I seen, she popped every time. You got to understand, when you go on dating, when you doing that, like, when you're dealing with today's women, especially American women, it's all about the attraction, right? It's about the initial attraction. Very shallow. You've seen guys come on there and they have phenomenal careers, make money, but if the attraction not there, it's not there. But they could have did a lot better, and they can actually enhance the show. But I always looked at the show as a parody. I didn't really look at it as a real date show. I always looked at like Love Connection and Change Your Heart. I looked at those as parody shows. I don't really think if anything, they're hookup shows. I really looked at it as a parody. I mean, we watched a couple of things, and it was live. It just the original show it's just a parody. They tried too hard. So, hey, let me know what y'all think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notification. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate that. Join the Patreon. It's the only link in the description. Peace.